Ladies and gentlemen, boys and NBs, we have a surprise patch today, Monday, July 24th. They couldn't wait for Season 5 because there were some incredibly busted guns that I did tell you about last week. Those guns being the Basilisk and the X13, but don't worry, there's more here to go over. To start with, there's a couple of bug fixes here. They fixed an issue impacting some players receiving Battle Pass rewards correctly. Apparently people weren't getting what they were supposed to. Fixed an issue where some players couldn't open the Battle Pass at all, which I haven't heard anything about that. I didn't know that was a thing. And they fixed an issue where the player couldn't access division rewards in career and rewards in Warzone ranked. That doesn't apply to us here in DMZ. That's fine. Now for some weapon nerfs that really don't make any sense. They've nerfed the Lockman 5.56, I guess because the gun doesn't have any recoil. They're just going to nerf it into the ground to where it takes forever to kill anything. They've nerfed the maximum damage. The mid-far damage has been increased. The headshot multiplier has been decreased. The neck multiplier has been decreased. And the upper torso multiplier has been decreased. So I guess if you shoot him in the ankles, it does the same amount of damage as shooting him in the forehead. I mean, this gun is an absolute marshmallow gun pre-patch. Now it's all but useless. At least it doesn't have any recoil, though. I'm glad I had fun with it yesterday on stream. Moving on, the M4, the best gun in the game. They've decreased the damage for the upper and lower torso. So headshots actually matter with this gun now. This is okay. I think this gun's still going to be a top 3. It's not a big deal. The one that baffles me the most here is the TAC-56. The TAC-56 is a marshmallow gun, and headshot damage doesn't matter until you break plates on it anyway. So nerfing the headshot multiplier is really, really strange, but they have decreased that. The Tempest Razorback, however, has gotten a buff, where the minimum damage has been increased, as well as the limb multipliers have been increased. This is good. They're going to make this gun a meta gun. I guess they want to push bundles. I don't know, but I like the Razorback, and I'm good with this. Then they moved in the battle rifles because the Squall was turning into the Hemlock, and if I'm honest, it deserved to do so because it was absolutely shredding. Thankfully, they don't know about the TAC-V because no one's using the TAC-V. The TAC-V is amazing. But the Cronin Squall has caught a very hard nerf in full auto. Maximum damage has been decreased. Close mid damage has been decreased. Damage step added for mid-range, so it now has 3 drop-offs. They've decreased the minimum damage, and the headshot multiplier has also been decreased. So just aim center mass if you're going to use the Squall. Now, for the part of this patch that mostly makes sense, is they fixed an issue with the Akimbo Snakeshot Basilisk, where its damage profile was higher than intended. They've done the same thing for the X13 auto. They fixed an issue that caused the X13 auto's damage profile to be higher than intended. However, with the X13, they also decreased the maximum damage, so it does even less damage than it was supposed to originally. They also nerfed the maximum damage of the F-Tac Siege, which makes no sense at all because the F-Tac Siege isn't even really worth using. I mean, I guess if you're going to be going in water and Warzone, it's got a place in Warzone, but with DMZ, there's no point in using this gun. Now, onto shotguns. We've got the MX Guardian. No broadside, just the Guardian, where they've taken the maximum damage and decreased it, the close mid damage and decreased it, the mid damage has been decreased, the mid far damage has been decreased, and the minimum damage has been decreased. So all of the damage for the MX Guardian has been decreased for all modes of the gun. Submachine guns, the ISO 45. They fixed the issue where the right thigh had a lower damage profile than the left. This is a good thing. So, if you're shooting at the knees, Doesn't matter which knee you hit, you're going to get the same amount of damage. That's a good thing. On ammunition, Dragon's Breath has caught a damage nerf. Now, with 25 rounds in the broadside, I don't really think that's going to do much, but we'll see. The MX Guardian's Dragon's Breath has caught a maximum damage decrease, a close mid damage decrease, a mid damage decrease, a maximum damage range increase, close mid damage range increase, mid damage range decrease, and a maximum damage range decrease. So overall, they've just adjusted the way Dragon's Breath works in the gun. But I still don't think it's going to match up to the KV broadside. But we'll see on that. Give it a try. A few more bug fixes here. They fixed an issue where snipers with high explosive rounds could be found from ground loot in ranked play. I mean, that doesn't affect us, but that's kind of funny. Fixed an issue where after the player's squad was eliminated, the player left the match and received a prompt to rejoin the match. Wonder if you could rejoin with that. That would be pretty funny. Don't know. Like I said, don't play ranked. Don't even play PR. Fixed an issue where players were able to have infinite super jumps by using a second Temp V field upgrade. Saw a lot of this on TikTok. It was quite funny. Glad to see that that's been fixed, though. Because the superpowers are horrible as is, but if they're broken, they're even worse. We've only got a week left of those. Thank God. They fixed an issue where equipping the semi-auto trigger on the MX Guardian shotgun turned it into a melee weapon. I'm not kidding when I say that. 2 meters of range against the bots. Against the bots only, but still, this did get me killed while I was trying to level this gun. And I couldn't figure out what the problem was until I tried the burst trigger on this gun. So that's good. At least we can take it in and use it as it's supposed to work. They fixed an issue where the squad loadout crate is missing in the in-world icon until it is pinged. Again, BR, but that's been there since around release. I think it came with Season 1, actually. And they fixed an issue that prevented players from being able to use the Gulag token if they had lost the Gulag previously in the match. So, you know, Gulag tokens were useless if you'd already lost. Again, doesn't affect us, but it's there. And that's today's update. I'm not really sure what they're going for here. I think they're lowering the skill gap even further. This is like the health boost or the removal of headshots while plates are in. It's more catering to bad players. There's no need for a skill gap. Everyone should be on the same page. Participation trophies for everyone. And that's it. I'm out. GG, boys.
That is a $25 hot dog, folks.
How much meat is in a $25 hot dog?
I wasn't talking about the hot dog.
I like a shorter, thicker hot dog. That one was a little long and skinny for my liking.